The Zerati Empire had cataloged nearly every sentient species across 3 spiral arms of the galaxy, yet nothing on their star maps prepared them for the humans. What confused them wasn't the technology. Humanity was centuries behind in weapon sophistication, nor their physiology. There were dozens of bipedal oxygen-breathing species across the Orion Spur. What unsettled them was simple. Humans kept volunteering to fight with their bare hands. Commander Ralvek stared at the holographic footage captured during the first misunderstanding on Terra Outpost. A human security guard, unarmored, unmodified, and clearly outmatched, had neutralized a Zerati raider using only his limbs, leverage, and momentum. No plasma blade, no neural shock baton, not even a kinetic gauntlet. Just technique. The Zerati officer watching the footage next to him clicked her mandibles in alarm. "Commander, this is impossible. Without exoskeletal plating, without bone reinforcement implants, without retractable claws, how did the human overpower a Zerati warrior?" Ralvek replayed the video, slowing the moment where the human moved in a blur, twisted, pivoted, and slammed the raider into the ground. "It appears," Ralvek muttered, "the humans are trained for this." For what? Fighting unarmed. For fighting anything unarmed. But this was only the first spark. Humanity had been accepted into the Interstellar Alliance only 83 days earlier. Everything seemed peaceful, cooperative, normal. That illusion shattered during the joint training exercise on Station Helios 5. The Interstellar Alliance held annual combat assessments. Usually symbolic, polite demonstrations of martial capabilities, exchange techniques, and a little friendly competition. Nothing dangerous. This year, humanity was invited. The demonstration began with the Graal-TH warriors showing their trident formations. After them, the Falari showcased their neural pulse defense grid. Then came the humans. 5 humans stepped into the arena wearing nothing but flexible training suits. No armor. No augmentations. No reinforcing shields. The hall full of alien observers murmured in confusion. One Zerati noble whispered, "Are the humans presenting themselves as sacrifices?" Another added, "It seems dishonorable to send unarmed softskins into a combat demonstration." The human lead instructor, Sergeant Maya Torres, stepped forward. "We will now demonstrate standard human close-quarters combat, Level 3. Commander Ralvek blinked. "Level 3? Out of how many?" Torres smiled. "Out of 12. Before anyone could ask, the demonstration began. A holographic drone projected 3 Zerati-sized combat constructs, each simulating the strength and mass of a 300-kilogram warrior. Many species couldn't defeat a single one without powered weapons. The humans engaged them with astonishing precision. Torres slipped under a sweeping strike, pivoted, and levered the construct's arm in a joint lock so expertly that observers felt phantom pain. She used its weight against it, flipping the massive construct over her shoulder as if it were weightless. Another human, Private Lang, jumped onto the back of the second construct, hooked his legs around its torso, and executed a chokehold mechanics that translated across biology, leverage, blood flow, balance. The construct collapsed. The hall erupted in shocked murmurs. Zerati, Falari, Varnak, even the stoic Yulian archivists widened their eyes in disbelief. Torres stood calmly as the third construct rushed her. She sidestepped, redirected its momentum, and pinpoint struck its core stabilizer. It dropped instantly. The humans reset their stance, breathing steady, unshaken. Torres bowed lightly. "This concludes the basic demonstration." "Basic? Basic?" Commander Ralvek stood so fast his armor clattered. "You mean to tell us," he hissed, "that even your civilians can fight like this?" Torres shrugged. "Depends on the country." The galaxy had encountered species with natural weapons, claws, spines, venoms, and species with engineered enhancements. But humans trained themselves to become weapons. It wasn't natural. It was chosen. That terrified the Zerati more than any plasma cannon. The galaxy might have laughed it off as human eccentricity if war hadn't arrived months later. The Krail Dominion launched a surprise invasion, tearing through peaceful Alliance border worlds. The Zerati, despite their size and armor, faltered under the Krail's telekinetic shock troops. Many planets fell within days. But then the Krail reached Earth's forward colonies. A single outpost, Nova Hadrian Station, managed to hold its ground for 11 hours, long enough for reinforcements to arrive. 11 hours, against Krail shock troopers, was unheard of. When rescuers arrived, what they found was beyond belief. The human defenders were still standing. Bruised, bleeding, exhausted, but standing. Some had improvised weapons from pipes and broken plating. Others fought entirely unarmed, leveraging corridors and blind angles with terrifying efficiency. They broke Krail telekinetic timing by rushing in close, where mental projectiles were harder to aim. Humanity had turned the battlefield into a wrestling mat. They fought in pairs, trios, backs to each other, each movement flowing into the next like practiced choreography. The Krail commander later admitted, "We expected resistance. We did not expect predators." For the first time, the galaxy, including the Zerati, saw what trained to fight without weapons truly meant. It wasn't self-defense. It was instinct reinforced with discipline. Fear suppressed by practice. Desperation replaced with technique. Humans didn't wait for weapons. Humans became the weapon. After the war, the Interstellar Alliance rewrote its combat doctrines. Zerati officers specifically requested human instructors for hand-to-hand training. Falari diplomats asked Earth to share psychological conditioning programs. Even the proud Varnak clans, who once mocked humans as soft mammals, began studying human grappling disciplines. Commander Ralvek, once skeptical, delivered a speech that echoed across 3 sectors. Humans carry no claws, no carapace, no natural armor. Yet they stand where others fall. Their bodies are fragile, but their will is indestructible. When Ralvek later visited Earth, he was shocked yet again. Children in playgrounds practicing martial arts, teenagers drilling in dojos, adults training in fitness centers, military personnel sparring daily. An entire species preparing not because they love war, but because they believe in surviving it. That day, Ralvek finally understood. Humans don't fight unarmed because they lack weapons. Humans fight unarmed because a human is never unarmed. And the galaxy never underestimated them again.